Hello, hello. Now, this episode is going to be very different than any of the other episodes that I've done. So, if you've been following me on the socials, you know that I am running a 30-day challenge right now inside my Substack. It's called the Leap Year Activation Challenge. And it has been so transformational, not just for me, but for everyone who is in the challenge, okay? Because right now, the collective is in this weird holding pattern, right? In this weird holding pattern where you're not quite where you want to be. And you're almost feeling like you're on the brink of a breakthrough. You're on the edge, trying to kind of get over the hump to finally reach your goals, hit your manifestations, and really get the thing that you say that you've always wanted to do. So maybe that is buying property, maybe that is building a business, maybe that is quitting your job, maybe that's traveling the world. But especially if you are that person right now who's like, I know I want to do real estate. I know that it has been on my mind for so long, but I just cannot seem to get myself to do it. I just keep stopping myself, right? And it's that lack of ability to actually take the leap. That's why I created the Leap Year Activation Challenge. Now, I am going to be hosting a live stream on Tuesday, July 29th. I'm going to be hosting a live stream called the Leap Year Activation. Now, this isn't just going to be for folks who are in the challenge. This is going to be open to everyone, right? So if you are that person where you know right now what you're doing isn't it, you know that you want to be traveling the world, you know that you want to have passive income come in, you know that you want to quit your corporate job, or you want to start working part-time, or you just want to live a more free, aligned life, make sure to come to the live stream. You can get signed up in the link in bio. It is completely free because I'm going to teach you exactly what it takes for you to be able to take the leap. Now, the cool thing about this episode right now is this episode is actually one of the days, I believe this one is day 8 of the Leap Year Activation Challenge, just so you can get a little bit of an understanding of what's happening in there, the energy that's actually in there. So take a listen to this episode. Let me know what you think. It is so freaking good. And then I cannot wait to see you at the Leap Year Activation live stream on July 29th. So don't forget to go ahead and sign up. Now let's get into the episode. Hello, my love. We have made it to week 2. And this week we are shifting into a whole new energy. So last week was all about letting go, releasing the past version of ourselves that we've outgrown, the people pleasing, the survival mode, the expectations that never even came from us. We did all the clearing. And now we move on to embody. Now, remember how we are actually following a whole framework here? Like this whole leap concept didn't come out of nowhere. Where last week, L, that was liberate. Now, this week, we're moving on to the E part, which is embody. And then we still have A and P, which are going to be week 3 and 4. So, embody, right? This is where we start building the next version of ourselves, not by hustling, not by pushing, but by becoming the woman who has already leapt, who already lives the life, who already is everything you keep saying you want to be. And so a great book that goes over this is Be Your Future Self Now by Benjamin Hardy. I actually make sure to read it every single year because I'm always stepping into a next level version of myself. And now that I think about it, I should probably do some sort of a book list somewhere. If you want me to write down all these books, I know I mentioned the Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins last week. And this week, really the theme, the book that you should be reading, or if you do want to read, I would definitely read Be Your Future Self Now by Benjamin Hardy. But yeah, if you want me to write these down anywhere, let me know. I can do that. But this is what it really is all about. And what we don't realize, what a lot of people don't realize, is you have to step into that next version of yourself before it even comes, right? A lot of the time we keep waiting for the thing to happen versus acting like the person where the thing has already happened for them. That is when it actually comes. Okay, I know that was a little confusing, but so let me take you back. I used to be an engineer, and on paper, it sounded so impressive, okay, right? Safe, solid, everyone was proud of me, but I remember standing in front of my closet every single morning, dreading what I had to put on. Uncomfortable slacks from Express company polos, grandma style dresses that were corporate appropriate, my fire resistant clothing that I had to wear whenever I went to the offshore oil and gas platforms, literally clothes designed to extinguish fire, basically, which feels very on brand because it also extinguished the fire in me.
And honestly, at first, I didn't even notice, right? I didn't realize how deeply it was suffocating me. And I'd go to work like looking like someone so much older than I actually was, talking like someone else, performing all day in this version of myself that felt so blah and quiet and small. And I was shrinking into something that didn't even feel like a real person. And so the worst part is that I accepted it. And for a while, because it's just what I thought I was supposed to do, okay? But there was this whisper inside of me that got louder and louder saying, this isn't it. And eventually I made a choice, right? Before I ever even quit my job, I started claiming my next identity. I started calling myself a real estate investor, an entrepreneur, a creative. I stopped talking about how much I hated my job and started talking about all the possibilities that I had in front of me. I started dressing differently. I started wearing things that felt more me and getting a little looser, a little bolder, a little bit more expressive. And the crazy thing is it didn't even feel like I was becoming someone new. It felt like I was remembering who I'd always been. And I wasn't waiting anymore. I was just being. Finally, when I quit my job, and then after 2 years of nomading, I literally remember coming back to my house in New Orleans, and I did something extremely dramatic, of course, but I basically donated every single piece of Black clothing that I owned. I know, a little weird, but I just realized that wearing Black clothes just wasn't me anymore. And all those tight, itchy pants from Banana Republic and Loft were gone. I donated everything. I sold everything. The business casual cardigans, the stiff collared shirts, all of it. I was finally free and finally able to dress like the woman I truly was. Bright, bold, flowing, colorful, a little bit over the top, right? In the best way. And I wasn't pretending to be someone I wasn't anymore. I was being me. And here's the thing. I want you to really get today is that version of me, the one who feels expressed, creative, alive. She didn't just show up one day, right? She was there the entire time. I just had to stop hiding her, stop apologizing for her, stop trying to be digestible or impressive or professional enough. She was always in me, and your version, the one you're dreaming about, she's already in you too. So let me ask you something. If your life was a TV show, would you actually want to watch it? I know that sounds weird, but I look back at the corporate engineering version of me, and honestly, if my life was on the screen back then, I would have changed the channel. It was bland, it was predictable, it was safe, structured with no storyline, no color, no aliveness. I wasn't the main character anymore. I was a supporting role in someone else's story. And that's what today is about, is you get to take the lead back. You get to walk like her, dress like her, choose like her, speak like her. The woman who has already leapt, the one who has already got the job or has already taken the trip or has already built the real estate portfolio, the one who has already become her. And you're not faking it, you're remembering. So today, I want you to notice how you move, how you speak to yourself, how you choose. Are you making choices from your current identity, from the one who has already done it? Because she is not fantasy. She is not a vision board. She's not a manifestation that's light years away. She is already in you, waiting for permission to lead. And if nothing else sticks with you from this, let it be this, that no one reads your resume at your funeral, okay? What they remember is the feeling of being around you, your aliveness, your essence, the way you lit up a room, the risks you took, the joy you radiated, the life you actually lived. So be the main character. Step out of the background role and make decisions, even a tiny one, that's aligned with your next self. Because your second wind didn't start last week. It starts every single time you choose her. And I want to share even where I'm at right now, because I'm in this with you too. There's a reason I'm doing this challenge right now, because I need it for myself as well. Right now, I'm stepping into my next level version of myself, the millionaire version of me. Not just someone who has $1 million potential, but the Olivia who actually clears $1 million in her business, and then $1 million personally too. And if I'm being really honest with you, I realized last year that I had not been fully embodying that. Not consistently, not deeply, not unapologetically. And I want to add this because this is something I have just really been navigating myself, is that I have had to make sure and get really honest with myself of who I wanted to be. I was still making decisions from the version of me who was doing pretty well, the multiple six-figure version, but not the one who expects seven figures, who holds it, who builds for it, who hires for it, who actually backs it. And I had to really take a look at myself. It's like, am I embodying that version, or am I just hoping that I'll magically arrive there? So I did something that kind of felt terrifying at the beginning of the year, but also felt freeing. I invested $48,000 this year into coaching and mentorship. Yep, $48,000. And past me would have thought I was absolutely out of my mind, okay? She would have been like, girl, no way, you are being batshit crazy, right? But the version of me I'm becoming, the one who moves like a CEO, who builds real legacy, who has a whole team and a whole ass payroll, she doesn't flinch because she knows who she is, she knows what she's building, and she backs herself up, period. Right? She's not waiting to feel ready. She just decides. And that version of me, she knows what the return will be because she trusts her ability to figure it out, to make it happen, just like she always does. She invests boldly and hires a team and runs payroll and builds systems and leads with vision. She builds legacy and she moves accordingly. So I want to ask you something, and I want you to really sit with this. Are you acting like the next level version of yourself right now? Are you speaking like her? Are you choosing from her energy? Are you investing like her? Are you moving like her? Because becoming her does not happen after you reach the goal. It happens now in the way that you show up, in the way that you carry yourself, in the way that you move through hard decisions, in the way that you treat your goals like they're non-negotiables. And when it happens, when the big money lands, when the dream house manifests, when the team is built and the brand is thriving and the trip is happening, it won't feel like a surprise. It will feel like confirmation because you were already living as her. So today, ask yourself, what would the main character version of me do? And not just the main character, but the impact making and legacy building and fully embodied version of me. Because the life you want isn't a fantasy, it's an identity shift, and it starts today. And so that goes into our prompts for the day. So first, for the identity bucket, you don't become her after the money, the business, or the dream house arrives. You become her now through your choices, through your energy, and the way that you carry yourself. So I want you to think about, who have you been showing up as lately, and does she feel like the real you? What parts of yourself have you been hiding to stay safe or likable or professional? What does your next level identity already know that you keep forgetting? And if someone followed you around for the day, would they see the main character or the supporting role? What shift would you have if you lived like the version of you who already had it all? You might realize you've been dressing, speaking, or deciding from your past, not from your power, or that the dream version of you isn't a fantasy, she is actually already inside you. So today I want you to write one new identity statement that aligns with the main character self. Say it out loud. Bonus points if you say it in the mirror, and say it every day. Okay, now for the freedom bucket, right? Freedom isn't just external, it's the internal permission to express who you really are. No performing, no more playing it small. So think about this. What part of your self-expression have you been toning down or filtering? What would feel wildly liberating to release right now from your closet or from your calendar or from your energy? What do you wish you had the courage to wear or to say or to do, even if it feels extra? And where are you still waiting for permission to be fully yourself? So today, do one thing that expresses your most unfiltered self, big or small, okay? Let it feel like freedom. Maybe it's putting on an outfit that makes you feel alive. Maybe it's speaking up in a space where you are normally quiet. Or maybe it's creating from your soul instead of for the algorithm. And now for the momentum bucket, right? Your next level self isn't waiting for the perfect moment. She just decides. She invests, she moves, she trusts herself to figure it out. And so where have you been making decisions from safety and not expansion? What would your next level self say yes to, even if it feels scary or stretchy? And what's something you've told yourself you'll do once you get there, right? Why not now? Where are you waiting to feel ready when what you really need is to act, right? And so today, make one small decision that is like the version of you who's already living the life. And maybe that looks like buying something that supports your next level vision. It could be something like joining the Wanderlust Wealth Academy, which is my coaching program that teaches people how to buy their first investment property. Or maybe it's saying no to something that drains your energy, right? Like maybe it's saying no to that weekly meetup that you think that you're supposed to go to, but you don't actually have to. Or maybe it's mapping out your week like a woman with a mission who knows where she's heading. Because you don't need permission to leap. You are the main character, and it's about time you started acting like it. Okay, that's it for today. Make sure to share this with someone who needs to hear it. Also, make sure to comment below. Comment on this post in the chat, DM me on Instagram. Let me know what is resonating for you, what is hitting, and I cannot wait to hear back. I've been hearing so many good things from y'all, and I appreciate you sharing the love, sharing the energy, sharing the power with everyone around you.
Okay, fam, don't forget to sign up for the Leap Year Activation live stream. It is happening July 29th, okay? It is completely free. And if you are on the brink of a big breakthrough, you know that you just deserve so much more in your life and you're just not quite hitting it, come to the live stream. It's going to be great energy. Get into the vibe. And it is time for you to take your leap. Okay, let's go, fam.